you're not their friend, that means you don't give them all A's because they're just really nice. Right? Talk to your professor, see how they want you to grade, grade accordingly. Right? Evaluate everybody fairly. Don't do the kids who are getting A's a disservice by giving kids who should get F's a B. Right? Just because they tried. Faculty, you're not their servant. Don't carry them around all the furniture if they ask you to. Right? Don't get their laundry. Right? If they're asking you to do things like pick up the exams, that's not you. You're a TA. Don't get the exams. Right? They're asking you to do their research for them, and you're not the research assistant. They're not offering to be a co-author with you. Stare at them angrily and say, not my job. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Resources. There's a bunch of stuff to help you here, right? The media resources are the people who are videotaping us. And also, they control this stuff, right? So media, if you call this number, they'll come help you. There's a problem with this. If these burn out, call them and let them know. They respond pretty quick. Even if we're here late, there should be some, like TAing, there should be somebody here to help. The panels differ by building as far as what you have over here. The touchscreen ones, if they're not on yet, you have to enter code to turn it on. The code is the last 4 digits of the phone number, right? So it's 3045. So if you're ever confused and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to turn it on, there are numbers, they're right there. If you call, they'll tell you that. And then you'll feel stupid. It's happened to me twice. So remember that, right? And then everything's pretty self-explanatory. If you want more help, ask me later. I'll go through it. Media library is located there-ish. Oh, one more thing. There used to be keys to open this stuff. Now it should be open to start it every day. You don't have to open the cabinet to show the video. Media library is located up there. If you need to put a video on reserve, maybe there was a video shown in class, some students missed it. That's great to put it on reserve. Maybe you want to show a video in your section, right? Go find it there. They're really nice about working with you for however long you need it, because normally you can only get stuff for like a day. They're pretty friendly and won't change that for you. Computing services, if you want to turn your class into an iLearn Blackboard bonanza of fun, talk to them. They love it, they adore it, and they will teach you how to make your class solely dependent on the iLearn world. Yeah.
How many of the smaller classrooms have the media centers?
I think almost every classroom has it. There are only a few in. I've never had a room without one, actually. So every room has this, and if not, you can call and they'll send some. Like some of the labs might have it. Every room I was in. Yeah.
I might have missed it, sorry, but the keys for the cabinets, we just picked up keys and they said that they're actually just opening the cabinets.
Yeah, they open at the start of every day. You never have to open them anymore. And if they're locked, call them, don't go around. Yeah. Libraries. Your students don't know the books live in the library. For some reason, they've yet to put that together. So, if you have a paper in your class and they have to do research, you might want to run through the library website with them quickly. Show them how to find books. Show them how to find articles. Also, a good idea to contact a reference librarian and say, hey, we're writing a paper on this. Can I send students your way? Our reference librarians are great, and they don't have enough to do often, because the students don't use them, right? And they're there to help, so they're really great, so send them their way. Academic Resource Center. Unless you're in the writing program or in English, it is not your responsibility to teach your students how to use grammar properly, how to write properly. It's your job to grade them under the assumption they know how. If they don't, you mark it wrong on the paper. That doesn't mean you have to spend class time going through basic grammar rules. If you'd like to, because you see a common problem, that's fine. Right? Maybe you want to do a quick write-up before you have a paper assignment that says, here are common mistakes in grammar. That's fine. Make resources available online for these. That's fine. But it's not your job to edit 90 papers for students, right? 75 papers for your students. Right? Unless, again, in English and writing, it's a very different thing. But if you've got a poli-sci paper, you do not have to spend your time trying to teach them grammar rules. They should know it, right? So grade it accordingly. If they don't know how to do it, send them to the Academic Resource Center. It's their job to kind of fill in the gaps. The students got through and they're still doing terrible work, right? Tell them what some of their common problems are, send them there for help. They have walk-in tutoring hours, they have workshops. They will help them become better writers. They will help them become better thinkers, right? So if they need extra help beyond what you can do, send them here. Student special services. If students need note takers or extra time, that's who sets it up. If you're talking to a student and they seem like they need one of those things, send them there. Right? Don't make a self-diagnosis. Say, yeah, you need a note taker. We talked about judicial affairs, the police, and the Title IX sexual harassment office. We're also handed very depends on the issue, but things of discrimination, sexual harassment, rape, things like that can be across categories. You just know. The counseling center and the well. If your student is in your office crying, which will happen, you'll have students that are really emotional and upset. You're not a counselor. Be very friendly, be nice, be a good person, right? But don't try to be their counselor. Take them, if they will, walk over with them right then to the well or the counseling center and get them set up with somebody. They won't walk over, give them the information. It's in your packet, it's all online. We've got resources to help our students. That's all we need it. Same with you. If you need one of these services, go use it, right? Don't make your friends deal with you. The most inappropriately named branch of campus, escort service. It's late at night and you're alone and you need somebody, escort services. They'll walk you from point A to point B on campus and get you there safe and sound, right? It's closed when it's closed. Closed like I think at midnight on Thursdays, and then it's technically not there on weekends. If the office is closed, your phone call gets sent to the UCPD, and they'll send an officer to walk you from wherever you need to go, right? So you can always have someone to escort you on campus, so you're not alone, right? If you're big, bad, and tough, and are never going to need someone, still keep their number around. Let's say you have a review session, or you're teaching section, and it ends at 8. In the winter, it's really dark. Maybe the student's uncomfortable. The student says, will you walk me to my car? Your answer is no. Right? You say, no, but I'll call escort services, and I'll wait with you until they send someone to walk you. Right? You do not want to be walking alone with a student at night, especially in their car. Again, you don't want to put yourself in a position where students could do something to you or make accusations against you, so don't do it. Right? We have a service to help. Campus police we've talked about, and then we also have CPR and first aid training if you want to be a super TA and like save lives. Your rights, right? You have the right to fair and timely compensation, sort of. You have the right to monitor if you're treated unfairly, right? Which is true. You have the right to the supply you need to effectively teach class, kind of. And you have the right to get feedback on your performance, which is true. And you get additional training if you need it. That's what we're here for, right? TADP is almost like an emergency. Like if you're really, really struggling, they have to help you, right? Because you have to go see them. The rest of us are here to make you even better, right? TADP will do the same thing, right? Don't be the person that has to come see us. Be the person that wants to come see us to get better, and you will. All right, so this fair and timely compensation thing. Money. Most people have 49% appointments, which means you sign a quarterly contract that lays out what your stipend is. You have remittance on your tuition and registration. You're not going to get paid now until November. November 1st is when your first paycheck comes. That's when the timing stinks a bit off. Right? The trade-off is you're going to work this part of September. You're not going to work most of December. You're going to get paid for working all of December. That's allegedly the trade-off we're making. Right? So know that going in that there are problems. This got brought up earlier, and I didn't realize it, but if you're really short on money, apparently grad division will give you a loan, or they'll pay you early essentially, and then they'll subtract that money from your paychecks thereafter. So if you really need it, go talk to grad division. Now they're really swamped right now, and probably won't be able to get to you anytime soon, but they're there and will listen. And they'll do it eventually, it just takes some time. I've been working for a month, and I just finally got my financial stuff figured out. Does not include your GSA dues, ASUCR dues, your rec center, or other common fees. There's a tech fee, doesn't include either. Also non-resident tuition, won't pay for that. Typically though, when you come here you have time, right? So most people have 1 year to become a resident if they're from the US. If you're an international student, 3 years before UCR gets angry and starts making you pay them $10,000. Your workload, if you have that 49% appointment, that's the most common one almost every gig has. That means you're scheduled to work 11 weeks at 20 hours per week, which for math majors is 220 hours total for the quarter. Right? It's about, right? Because some weeks you're going to work 9 hours or less. You're gonna go to 3 hours of lecture, 3 hours of your discussion sections, and maybe take you 3 hours to prep, if that. Right? It's a pretty easy week. Other weeks, you're gonna work more than 20 if you have a bunch of grading to do. Well, let's say it's week 3, you've already worked 25 hours the first 3 weeks of the quarter, that's a problem, right? And you can file a grievance. Just talk about it in a second. The employment letter you sign, right, that you all probably have already, will say what your duties are. You have to put your office hours, your discussion section, and your professor will check off whether you have to go to lecture or not. If you're working more than you're supposed to, you can file a grievance, right? Contact the union. A good first step is let the professor know, hey, you're working me way too much, there's a problem with this, and they usually take care of it. Right? Often faculty here don't realize that like 8 papers in the first 4 weeks is a problem. So if there's let them know. Departments don't have any money. See what they do have as far as supplies go. When I got here, we got markers and pens. Now we get nothing. See if they have markers. See if they have chalk. See if your room, if you need chalk or markers. If faculty is getting chalk and markers, you should be getting chalk and markers because they're teaching the class, you're teaching the class. If they're not doing that, let the union know. If they're giving somebody a laptop, that means that that's in their contract. You don't get a laptop. Evaluations. Evaluated every quarter, it's not optional. They're going to send you an email telling you to confirm your classes. Check it. I've had them put the wrong classes down for me. Right? So check it, confirm it. If they're wrong, email them back and tell them and they'll fix it. Right? You have numerical and written evaluations. This is what the numerical looks like. Right? They're PDFs, you get 2 different ones. You get one for each section, 2 different documents each quarter. One numerical, one common. Right? All these questions relate to what you've learned today. Right? Provides goals and objectives in his or her presentations. Where did you hear that before? Somebody really smart told you to do that. Motivates me to do my best. Wow, again, somebody really smart told you guys should be doing that. If you look, you can see how it's broken down. So this is course, right? So this is essentially you. Right? 7s mean good, 1s mean bad. Not available means the person didn't know what they were doing. For instance, thoroughly understands the subject matter. I don't know how that's not available. Right? The person apparently didn't attend class, but evaluated everything else. Right? This is the department, right? So you can compare yourself to your colleagues, right? Your close colleagues. And then this is the campus over here, right? You get a mean and a standard deviation. If you look down, the bottom one is overall is an effective teaching assistant. So this is kind of like where you can brag with each other about who's better. I have a friend who always has 7, so like we stopped trying to compare a long time. It just makes the rest of us look best. Right? This is from Poli-Sci World Politics course. You can see that like this TA has really high marks, right? All higher than the department, meaning all higher than the campus. But you can see as a campus, like we're pretty darn good across the board. The students tend to like us, right? So you should have not too much fear when you walk in that classroom the first day. They're gonna like you. They're gonna do well. Right? I'm gonna have the TADP people post some sample evals so you can see these questions on their website. Here's what your comments look like. This is from Cam TA, who's TA of the year. You can see great stuff to say, right? Awesome shortcuts or tips, made yourself available outside of the office, easily approach with questions, right? These are the things you want to see. You don't just want to see best TA ever. That makes you feel good, but it's not helpful, right? So prime your students. You should be emailing them about these evals. You should tell them in class. When you do both, tell them, please in the comment section, include what you did and didn't like and explain why. I had a student who once called me an entitled elitist asshole in evals, which is perfectly fine, but I want to know what I did that made me seem more that way, right? Like, what did I do that made me that, right? Say, don't just tell me I suck, tell me why I suck. What did I do that wasn't helpful to you? And what did I do that was helpful? You want feedback on this, right? And if you tell them that, a lot of them will write what they liked and what they didn't like. Because if you put it in an email, they're going to read that in the email. You want them to do that, and they're going to take it right then. Right? So they'll be ready to give good feedback. So make sure when you're begging them to fill out evals, that you tell them, give me explanations as to why. Right? So you get some. There's an incentive, remember too, if you fill out eval, you get your grades as soon as they're posted. If you don't fill them out, you have to wait till appraisal, which takes another week to 2 weeks usually. Depending on the class, right? Any questions on this? All right, fill out your evaluation as long as you've been fine. In the back of your packet, as you're doing that, grad prep is in the university office building, room 122. If you need us this quarter, if you want us this quarter, come see us. We're there 9 to 4 Monday through Thursday and 9 to 12 on Fridays.
Okay.
The hours are in your packet. I promise we're really helpful. Check out the websites for the different organizations. Rob's got some great stuff going on. The Writing Center, he's got his own office. It's going to be fantastic. The University Teaching Certificate Program is coming along. It will be better than fantastic. So, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And when you're done, just bring this up to me. And then the sign-in sheet's here, so if you need to check your name.